As the ferry cuts through the morning hush into Kristiansand, the ramp drops and my tires hit the Norwegian tarmac for the first time. And just like that, I'm in. Hey everyone, welcome to Norway. Welcome to the ride of a lifetime. Morning breaks in hushed stillness. The kind only a forest campsite knows. Mist curls over dew-kissed grass. Birds whisper in the pines. And for a moment, the world belongs only to me, and the quiet hum of anticipation. Coffee steams in my cup. The engine purrs to life. And, with the sun rising at my back, I set off on day 2. Heart light, spirit ready. Soon, the road reveals Norway's liquid poetry. First, Langfossen, a thunderous ribbon of white plunging 612 meters straight into the fjord. A raw, vertical heartbeat of the mountains. Then, Låtefossen, the twin falls, where two powerful streams cascade side by side before crashing together in a misty embrace, framed by mossy cliffs and rainbows, born of spray and sunlight. On day 3, the magic continues. I'm packing up my things and hit the road heading up north. Bergen, rain-washed streets, colourful docks, mountains hugging the skyline. First real city in days. And somehow it feels like coming up for air. I'm good here. trying to make friends with the local wildlife. It seems like those sheep aren't too pleased to see anyone though.
Encore une belle journée qui commence, même si la pluie devrait nous rattraper. Pas excité pour ça, de toute façon ça change. Oh, la route de
On day 4, I hit the road again, and right away, I dive into the Lærdal tunnel, the longest road tunnel in the world, at 24.51 kilometers. No turns, no exits, just a steady ride through the mountain's heart, lit by soft blue and yellow lights, designed to keep drivers alert and calm. Emerging on the other side, the landscape shifts dramatically. I climb up to Gaularfjellet, where snow blankets every curve of the road, and the trees wear thick coats of frost. It's quiet, vast, and utterly magical, like riding straight into a winter fairy tale. It just goes up. Hairpins stacked one after another, like giants carved this thing into the mountain and walked away. Walls slick with mist, waterfalls everywhere, crashing down cliffs, right onto the road. Trollstigen. 11 turns, 600 meters straight up, one lane. No guardrails in spots, just you, the edge. And a view that pulls your guts down into the valley. The Atlantic Road. 8 bridges, 5 miles of coastline. No trees, no barriers, just open ocean on both sides. It connects islands, cuts across the wind, and disappears into the horizon like it was drawn on the water. In summer, the light's endless. In winter, the waves crash over the road, sometimes high enough to shut it down. I ride it slow. Not because it's hard, but because you'd miss it if you blinked. 8 of my journey. I crossed the Arctic Circle today. No fanfare, no sign I didn't almost miss. Just a quiet line on the map. And suddenly, the rules of light change. From here on, the sun doesn't always set. And the road feels like it's leading into another world. Saw my first reindeer by the roadside, just standing there, calm as anything, not scared, not moving, like it owned the place, which, honestly, it probably does. I killed the engine, watched it for a couple of minutes, then rode on, feeling like the guest I am. At dawn. Bike rolled onto the ferry. 2 hours across open water. No land in sight, just sea and sky. Then, out of the haze, Lofoten. Jagged peaks, red cabins, cold light. The kind of place that looks like a myth, until you're standing in it. Rode through Lofoten like it was a dream I didn't plan. Mountains straight out of a storybook. Fishing villages clinging to the rocks. And that sea, deep blue, then green, then silver, shifting with every turn. No filter, no exaggeration. Just raw, quiet beauty. And a road that never wants to end. stopped at Borg, home of the Lofoten Viking Museum. Inside, a full-size longhouse, just like the chieftains built 1,200 years ago. Quick fact, Vikings weren't just raiders. They were Norse seafarers from Norway, Sweden and Denmark. Farmers, traders, explorers. That's it. That's the origin. Tromsø isn't just a city. It's a beacon in the Arctic night. Nestled between icy fjords and snow-clad peaks, it pulses with a quiet energy that defies its latitude. Known as the gateway to the Arctic, this vibrant northern gem is where culture, wilderness, and wonder collide. At its heart stands the Arctic Cathedral, Ishavskatedralen, a masterpiece of modern architecture that rises like a shard of ice against the sky. Its dramatic triangular silhouette, inspired by the jagged peaks of the surrounding landscape, glows with ethereal light at night. Step inside, and you're wrapped in serenity. Soft blues, warm wood, and a massive stained glass window that floods the space with color when the sun dares to peek through the polar clouds. But to truly feel Tromsø's soul, you climb. Up Storsteinen, the mountain that watches over the city. The cable car ride alone is breathtaking, but standing at the summit, that's where magic happens. Below you, the city sparkles like scattered stars along the fjord. Boats bob gently in the harbour, and beyond, the endless white folds of the Lyngen Alps stretch toward the horizon. On a clear night, this is one of the best places on earth to witness the northern lights dancing directly overhead. Nature's grandest show, with Tromsø as your front row seat. In Tromsø, the wild and the welcoming, live side by side. It's a place where adventurers refuel, dreamers gaze skyward, and every street corner whispers stories of polar explorers, Sami traditions, and midnight suns. This isn't just a stop on the map, it's a moment of stillness before the road calls you north once more. Day 12. And then there was the Northern Lights Road. Not just a stretch of asphalt, but a ribbon of dreams, winding through the Arctic wilderness, where the aurora borealis doesn't just appear in winter, it performs. There it is, the North Cape, standing at the edge of Europe, where the Arctic Ocean stretches endlessly into the horizon, and the midnight sun paints the sky in hues of gold and fire. This isn't just a destination, it's a feeling. A raw, humbling reminder of how vast and wild our planet truly is. The North Cape isn't just about latitude, it's about latitude of the soul. Here, the wind carries stories from the Vikings, the Sami, and every lone traveller who's ever dared to chase the edge of the map. The silence is profound, yet it speaks volumes. And in that silence, you realise something. You didn't just ride to the top of the world. You rode to the centre of yourself. This place, 71 degrees north, doesn't care about your title, your past, or your plans. It only asks one thing: were you brave enough to come? And today, we were.